Shalom. In our new walk with the Creator, what's our new jobs? What's our new responsibilities? We have so many legitimate divine titles: disciples of Moses, disciples of Yeshua, sons of God, daughters of God, servants, grafted in Israel, messianics, or Hebrew roots. But we have to come to truth with ourselves. We have to openly admit, after waking up to some truth and leaving our religion and our personal ways and starting our new walk with the Creator, we're just trying to do our best by obeying the Torah and Yeshua the best we can with the information we have. But at the end of the day, we still don't know our primary divine title, so we actually know our biblical job. So in our new walk with the Creator, we will know our primary divine title, so we will know what to do. Now that we know our primary divine title as Aaron priest and King David of all tribes of Israel, we can now start our primary biblical job. Exodus 19:5-6 and Revelation 1:5-6 are our two witnesses for truth to know our primary divine title. In your training, it is mandatory to understand the two golden calves that the Pharisees have carved out. They have illegally added tons of commandments and subtracted tons of commandments from the Torah, when Moses told us twice, no one's allowed to add commandments and subtract commandments. Where do we find these commandments that the Pharisees added on? In the Blood Cod Mishnah and Talmud. Train yourself on the illegal rabbinic Hebrew term Takanot. In the Jewish Encyclopedia, the word Takanot is legally defined as laws enacted by the rabbis which change or neglect biblical law, the Torah. Also get to know their other illegal Hebrew term, Masasim, a precept. Actions or deeds of the rabbis would set a legal precept for proper or righteous behavior. These are the rules that the ancient Pharisees illegally added to the Torah and taught Israel. They claim that they have Mosaic authority to establish civil law using Deuteronomy 17:8-12 from an unbroken chain of judges from Mount Sinai to the Second Temple. This is the deception that the Pharisees taught Israel, which led Israel to sin, and still leads Jews and Gentiles from all forms of Judaism to sin today. Yeshua commanded us in an ancient Hebrew text of Matthew 23 to do not follow the reforms Takanot and the precepts Masasims of the Pharisees, for they say they obey Moses, but they don't do what Moses says to do. This information was found by Hebrew scholar Nehemiah Gordon. And us as priests and kings, we are to obey Moses and the scriptures all the way to Yeshua. Your training will teach you how to smash and tear down Rabbinic Judaism, Messianic Judaism, and Hebrew roots. Expose their adversary doctrine of Jesus dying for your sins and you're saved by faith nonsense, which makes the believer skip over Yeshua's life and ministry. The Torah commands us to do these actions once we enter the land. Let none of these occults sit on your throne, and you do it the same way as Yeshua did. This is what's called civil biblical war, because you're fighting against your rabbinic brother Jews. This unauthorized rabbinic authority has been polluting the minds of Jews since the 2nd BCE and is still polluting the minds of Jews and Gentiles today. When you fight against this unauthorized authority, you'll be called anti-Semitic, and Jews and your close family and the world will hate you for this. But Yeshua says you'll be hated because of him if you walk in his footsteps, because the whole world hates Yeshua. Because Yeshua exposed Israel's corrupted religion and corrupted government and exposed it as an abomination in the sight of God. Yeshua says what's right in the sight of man is an abomination in the sight of Yehovah. But I have to warn you, Yeshua said in Luke, when more information is given, more is expected.
Chapter 12. Be dressed for service and well prepared, as though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast. Then you will be ready to open the door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks. There will be special favor for those who are ready and waiting for his return. I tell you, he himself will seat them, put on an apron, and serve them as they sit and eat. He may come in the middle of the night or just before dawn, but whenever he comes, there will be special favor for his servants who are ready. Know this. A homeowner who knew exactly when a burglar was coming would not permit the house to be broken into. You must be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected. Peter asked,
"Lord, is this illustration just for us or for everyone?"
And the Lord replied, I'm talking to any faithful, sensible servant to whom the master gives the responsibility of managing his household and feeding his family. If the master returns and finds that the servant has done a good job, there will be a reward. I assure you the master will put that servant in charge of all he owns. But if the servant thinks, my master won't be back for a while, and begins oppressing the other servants, partying and getting drunk, well, the master will return unannounced and unexpected. He will tear the servant apart and banish him with the unfaithful. The servant will be severely punished, for though he knew his duty, he refused to do it. But people who are not aware that they are doing wrong will be punished only lightly. Much is required from those to whom much is given, and much more is required from those to whom much more is given. I have come to bring fire to the earth, and I wish that my task were already completed. There is a terrible baptism ahead of me, and I am under a heavy burden until it is accomplished. Do you think I have come to bring peace to the earth? No, I have come to bring strife and division. From now on, families will be split apart, 3 in favor of me and 2 against, or the other way around. There will be a division between father and son, mother and daughter, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law.
The Creator holds his priests to the most highest standard of behavior and obedience to the Torah. Remember, if an Israelite sins against the Creator or their neighbor, God will punish that Israelite for that sin. However, if a priest and king sins against the Creator or the neighbor, the priest will suffer a greater punishment than the average Israelite.